Okay, so if everybody wants to join me in an opening prayer. Dear Father, Mother, Spirit, thank you very much for bringing us together. Please allow our guides to put a wall of protection around us. Please open up the door to the other side. Please allow our loved ones and anyone else that wishes to speak to us, even if they're not a loved one, to come forward. Make sure that we generate some energy, make sure that we all behave and all get an opportunity to learn something new tonight. Thank you. Amen. Okay, so if everybody wants to make yourselves comfortable, close your eyes, tune in, take a deep breath, clear your minds, and exhale. Take another deep breath. Clear your mind of all daily activities, and exhale. Inhale again, and just get rid of that one last distraction, and exhale. Now picture yourself at the foot of the grandfather clock. Walk up to it. It's an old clock. It's got a big glass front door. Open it up. The pendulum is not swinging. Put your hand on the pendulum. Start it swinging. Put your hand up to the minute hand on the clock. Give it a push. And there's a key sitting in the clock face. Turn it. And between all these three actions, the clock is now fully working and you've opened yourself up to the other side. So open your eyes, come back to reality, make yourselves comfortable again, close your eyes, tune into my voice. Now you thought Christmas was over. What a big surprise. It's only just begun. You're sitting in your chair, very comfortably, watching the television, and the local supermarket, the local Walmart, whoever is the big guy in your town is already advertising the Christmas sale for 2022. Only 355 odd days to go. And they're counting the days down, telling you to start saving up and start buying your Christmas presents. And you just laugh and chuckle. You reach for the remote control and you switch the TV off. You stand up, you realize that you're still dressed in your dressing gown, so you decide to go upstairs and just go to bed. And when you get into bed, you then discover that you're in that magical bed from that Walt Disney movie. I think it was called Broomsticks, and I can't remember the name, but you know the movie, everybody does. The window flies open, the bed takes up, flies through the window. Doesn't matter if the window's too small, you just smash the window aside. It's a big, strong, armor-plated bed that you invested in all those years ago. You had to protect yourself from your partner. And as the bed flies through the sky, you look down as your town and street gets smaller and smaller and smaller, up into the clouds. And it's a really, really dark night with grey clouds. There's lightning going everywhere. And there's a few strange creatures flying around. You thought you were going into a Walt Disney movie. Maybe it is. But there's the Green Witch of the West, haggling and cackling as she flies past. And there's Dorothy's house on the other side. And then you realise that you're in the wrong movie. But never mind. The wind takes the bed down to Munchkin Town. And you land. Dorothy's already landed. There's the feet, there's the slippers, there's Glinda, the Good Witch of the North, who was actually the evil witch if you ever saw the sequel. But never mind, let's not complicate things. Take the heroine by the arm and start singing and dancing your way along the yellow brick road. And the Munchkins cheer as you leave. You meet the Scarecrow and just run forward. He joins. You keep on going. You come to the Tin Man, and again, just keep the story running forward. He joins you. And you keep going, and you're all going happily together. And then eventually, suddenly, you arrive at the Emerald City. Knock, knock, knock. The doorkeeper opens the door and lets you in. You walk in, and you walk around all those wonderful people and wonderful locations. And finally, you find yourself at the great castle, the great palace of the Wizard of Oz. Now, you know that he's a fraud. We all know that he is. The story said he was, but never mind. Go and meet him, let him do his big dramatic performance. And he gives you the mission to go to the castle and steal the Wicked Witch's broomstick. And just let Dorothy off go and do it and let the other characters do it. You're quite happy to stay here. And the wizard comes up to you after everybody's left and he said, "Why are you not going?" And you just simply say, "Well, we're not part of that story." And he takes you by the arm and he says, "Well, just as well, I'm not really part of that story as well, because I come from another country, and I've got a balloon hidden over there, And he says, "When you're finished, you can use it to get home." And he takes you over to his own little private room, that little cubby hole that he's got that he hid away in. He pulls the curtain back, you walk in, you're expecting to see all the levers from the movie, but there's nothing here, except your safe room. 2 chairs in the middle of the room, your loved ones waiting for you. They get up, they welcome you welcome them, however's appropriate. Walk over, sit down together, and I'll come back in approximately 2.5 to 3 minutes. You know the routine now. I'll leave you all together. Okay, so if you want to tune into my voice again, time to stand up, time to leave your loved one, walk back to the door, walk through the archway. Wizard of Oz has taken all the makeup off. He's in his grey 1930s business suit and his hat. Takes you by the arm and he escorts you out to the main, I was going to call it parking area, the main landing area outside the palace. And there's his hot air balloon. And the two of you clamber up into it. And he lets go of the ropes. There's no crowds gathering to wave you off this They're Away Without Dorothy. And up you go into the sky, back into the grey clouds. And the wind blows you back across Oz, all the counties of Oz beneath you, the castles, the munchkins, and all the other books. There's 20 odd books in total, so there's lots to see that you don't see in the movie. Finally, you leave the counties of Oz. I think you're going across the Atlantic Ocean, back to wherever it is you came from, maybe even the Pacific Ocean. And finally, your balloon comes down. And remember that hole you smashed in your wall? Well, it's just as well you did, because you're going to have to clamber through it to get off the balloon. And as you get back into your room, the Wizard of Oz, who turns out to be a real wizard, waves his magic wand, and all the bricks and all the window go back in place as though there was no damage done. And your bed's back where it started. And just wander on down. It's at this point you realise that you were actually quite embarrassed and didn't realise it, because you've been all the way through Oz in your dressing gown. And you find your chair and you sit down and get relaxed. And when you're ready, open up your eyes and come back to reality. So, dear Father, Mother, Spirit, thank you very much for bringing us together tonight. Thank you very much for all the wonderful messages that all of us have either given or received. Thank you to all the spirits that came forward. Thank you to all our guides that work together to protect us and work with us and teach us tonight. Please take the energy that we have generated. If anybody knows anyone that needs any healing, please say them out loud or quietly in your mind now, so that we can focus the energy and send that energy to them. Any energy that's left over, as per my usual request, please take it, find one person somewhere on this planet that deserves and needs it, whether it's healing, whether it's synchronicity, whether it's just some common sense, but make sure that they have, receive, and use that energy wisely. Thank you. Now, if everyone wants to close your eyes, picture yourself standing at the grandfather clock, put your hand out, stop the pendulum from swinging, stop the key, just pull it out of the lock, stop the minute hand and the hour hand from going round, put your hand on the glass door and shut it. And as it shuts, know that you are now spiritually closed and safe.